What's up, guys? This is Andrew, and this is my Super Mario Treasure World 0-star speedrun in 19 minutes and 22 seconds. A commentated version, in fact. Pretty cool. So Treasure World is it's a Kaizo hack that needs no introduction, but I think the 0-star run does need some introduction because this is one of the most technical and hardest 0-star runs out there, in my opinion, like from what I've seen. And yeah, and this ended up being a really clean run, which is really nice. Yeah, so it starts off strong with the first light chuckya. If you don't know what a light chuckya is, basically it's just grabbing a chuckya as a light object. You can do this via ledge, which I do a lot in this run, or you can do it like via water. There's a couple other ways you can do it. I'll link a tutorial in the description. You use that to get past the 12-star door, I believe that was 10 or 12, something like that. So the goal here is to get into Bowser 1, and the best way to do that, there are a couple ways, but the best way to do it is to come over here to course 4, and this little ledge right here, this is the closest to the top of the level, and you can do an extremely precise arch right here. This took a lot of resets, but yeah, you can do an extremely precise arch right there to get to the top of the overworld, which for some reason you can walk on, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so, and you just end up going over here to get to Bowser 1. And yeah, you can just jump right down right around here to get to it. And boom. Yeah, very, very difficult start to the run. And Bowser 1's not that much different, it's just kind of climbing the level, which, you know, you've seen a lot. So I guess a bit of a history behind this run. So about 6 years ago, December 2017, I believe it was, Chris Link did the first 0-star speedrun of Treasure World, and it was a 2-hour and 12-minute run, which sounds kind of bad, but keep in mind this run used so many like crazy strats that like everything I'm doing right here is something that was not known back in the day. So Chris, with the help of S64 Expert, they figured out a way to beat this game with 0 stars using a bunch of really crazy tech, such as light chuckers, obviously, but also Holps, instant releases, what else? Like hands-free chuckya flying, a lot of really crazy stuff just to be able to clip through every door. And there are a lot of doors in this game, so there's a lot of clipping. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about that run. I'll link it in the description. There's a paste bin in Chris's description that describes all the skips and all the stuff he did. It is a very impressive run for being done back in 2017 and on mobile, because Chris was playing on mobile at the time. But yeah, basically a pretty standard B1. I tried to do a pretty clean movement, but these levels are hard, so it's hard to do super clean movement in these Bowser levels. And yeah, obviously Treasure World throws are a little silly. Don't really need to worry much about choke and throws, which is nice in this category. You're just gonna choke everything else, because everything else is really hard. Boom. Gotta hit the bomb, of course. Yeah, so Chris did that run about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. And yeah, so since then, no one's really like even tried to attempt to run this again until about 2 years ago, I believe, where Chris found a bunch of new strats and got the time down to about an hour, and then Sumbro also used those strats to get the time down to 30 minutes. Since then, there were some other faster strats known that we'll get to, but yeah, I'll get to those in Overworld 2, which is the most interesting part of the run. Right here, we're just going up to Wing Cap, which is going to be a pretty easy chucky clip. This chucky just walks into you, honestly. Like, it's very easy to get this chucky clip. Just go into course 2, and then you go straight to Wing Cap. We're going to need the Wing Cap for Overworld 2. For flying around, because that whole overworld's like a canyon with wing caps, stuff like that. And wing cap makes this run possible, essentially. So yeah, we're just gonna be doing pretty standard movement over the wing cap. And yeah, another thing is, this run is about a year old. I just never got around to commentating and uploading it. I was just a little lazy, I guess, but yeah, I'm re-uploading stuff from my backlog right now, so expect some new videos. Yeah, anyways, coming over here to the wing cap switch, we're just going to grab it and exit course instantly. And And here is the most interesting part of the run. So this overworld has had quite the progression. Basically, I'm not even doing the fastest strat here. There is a faster strat that I'll put on the screen. Where basically, it was found by Delfino and Blocky, where you just like wall kick up to the MIPS platform and jump down over past the Toast to Coast area. But I tried to finish a run with that, but yeah, finishing a run in this category in general is extremely hard. So we're gonna do the second best strat, which is using this chuck it here to get another light chuck it via edge. I think this one took me a second. I think I got this like second try or something. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to go over to the course 7 area, which is Bubbly Bubbly Laundry. There we go, very clean. Second try is not that bad. These light chuck-ins are crazy precise. They were mostly clean throughout this run. The only bad one really was the one to get into B3. But this category has 4 or 5 light chuck-ins, I believe. So yeah, you gotta be good at that kind of tech. Yeah, here's the second best strat I was talking about. Basically, this wasn't known before, but you do a bunch of wall kicks up here. You have to count the wall kicks on each wall to get the perfect angle, perfect straining and everything. It's a very hard strat. Get that, and you can just barely wall kick there and just barely be able to dive over here to get to this wing cap box. And from here, we're in like the meat of Overworld 2. Getting into the pretty crazy part. So. What Chris and Sunbro did in the runs from 2 years ago, they they basically they used that light chuck-ya to get into the Toast to Coast area, and they did some weird like chuck-ya ritual with the shell to get the chuck-ya to clip them through the door, which I couldn't even figure out with save states. I have no idea like how they managed to do that. So I'm really glad this strat existed, because I probably wouldn't have run this category if it wasn't for that wall kick strat, or the wall kick strat that Delfino and Blocky found. Yeah, basically, going into the next light chuck right here, do a little like setup right here to get him a good angle. This one you want to be able to do fast, because you need the wing cap right here. If the wing cap runs out, then this strat doesn't work, because you need the wing cap slow falling right here to get down to this wing cap box. And we're going to need to refresh the wing cap, because this is the most stressful light chuck-ya, and the most stressful part of the run. A lot of the runs died here, which, yeah, this light chuck area here is very hard. Basically, you're on the time pressure of the wing cap. If you lose the wing cap, then that's over. Basically, you can't really finish the run at that point without redoing all of Overworld 2. And at that point, it's not very fast, so there's no point in continuing, really. This one, this is a very stressful one, so it's really hard to get that perfect position, so this one took a little bit to set up. But as long as you can make it before the wing cap runs out, then you're good. I think this is where I get it. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, we're using the wing cap slow falling to jump over to this roof. And with that, you just need to have enough wing cap to be able to do this jump right here, which I barely made, my goodness. And with that, we are in B2. Now, this is where the crazy strats of the run kind of end, and now it's just don't choke, because it took me so many attempts to get a run here on this good of a pace. So, a lot of my movement here will be very sloppy, unfortunately, but yeah, it's a very, very hard category. I think I had a good 500 attempts. Just getting out of Overworld 1 is really hard, and then chaining together a good Overworld 2 is also really, really hard. So, yeah. The fact that I got a run like this was really, really nice. Do a little triple jump strat right here, triple jump wall kick. This killed one run, I believe. It's a hard strat, but it's pretty cool. It saves us a good 10-15 seconds, so might as well do it. Yeah, so a lot of my movement in B2 and B3 is pretty sloppy. As for potential improvements of this run, basically, the faster strat in Overworld 2 saves 35-40 seconds, something like that. And then you can do a much faster movement here, including a firsty strat inside of the castle, which we're about to get to the castle right here, but I'll put it on the screen. Basically, a firsty strat to get to a higher part of the castle that saves a good 35 seconds, I think, something like that. Yeah, and that's a big time save there. And then B3 is such a long level that there's just going to be time saved from faster movement. I believe Chris Link got a B3 that was like a minute 30 faster than than what I got in this run. So yeah, I mean, it would be really hard to like chain a run like that together with all that crazy stuff, but ideally it would be a good 17 to 16 minute run. But yeah, as I said, I couldn't even finish a solid run with like the new Overworld 2 strat, which isn't even that hard, honestly. So, at least compared to what I did in this run. So yeah, just because it's so hard to get a run together, I just went with this. That's another reason I didn't commentate it for a while, because I was planning on improving it, but it's just such a hard category that I didn't really have the motivation to do it. But yeah, I'm still very happy with this run, despite the potential improvements. Yeah, coming up to the end of B2 right here, which is just like, I mean, if you die in B2, then the run's kind of over, so. Since I was going for a really good time, like a pretty much perfect run anyways, if I died here, or if I died really anywhere in the run, I wouldn't have continued, or I wouldn't have finished. But yeah, I also did do this category at Summer SM64 ROM Hacks Marathon 2023, I believe it was. I think that's where I did it. I'll leave a link to that run in the description, which has even more explanations of how this run works, and the fact that I was able to have enough consistency to finish a run like this in a marathon is still really cool. So I do recommend watching that run. So yeah, second Bowser done. I'm gonna be moving into Overworld 3 in just a second. I believe during my grind I got one run to Bowser 3 that was on worse pace than this, but that run died to, yeah, I believe just dying in B3. Doing B3 at the end of a run like this is very, very hard. But yeah. Compared to Overworld 1, Overworld 2, Overworld 3's clips aren't actually that hard. And I say clips, but there's really just one clip. So this will look a little confusing at first, because if you play Treasure Worlds, I'm going to be doing something that they do in 115 star, which is clipping into the finale room. You might be thinking, hey, that's the finale, right? Why is this taking you to B3? This is version 1.0 of the game. The slight check, it took me a little bit. This is a big time loss in the run, unfortunately. But yeah, version 1.0 of the game doesn't have the finale, so you can get to B2 two ways. One of them is just the normal way that you do in the original game. Okay, there we go, got it. It wasn't that bad. The way you do in the original game by climbing course 14, course 15, and going into B3 there. Or you can just go right here where the finale was. And you can just go right in here. And this pipe, the finale pipe, I guess, will take you to Bowser 3, which is really nice. So 0 star is not possible on version 1.2 of the game, as we know, because there's no known way there's no known RTA viable way to clip from course 15 into B3. I believe there's a task way. If I figure it out, if I find that task, then I'll put it on the screen, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And there is a pretty easy way to clip into course 15. But yeah, there's no known way to clip into B3 from there, as far as I know. But yeah, 1.0 would be the faster version anyways, so yeah, you would just use 1.0 anyways. Yeah, and Bowser 3. A very, very, very nerve-wracking end to any run. I ran 115 star for a bit, and it was nerve-wracking in that category. It was definitely very nerve-wracking in this category, especially on a pace like this, where I really, really did not want to mess up. So I might be taking it a little safe in this Bowser 3. But yeah, as I said, Chris Link has done a Bowser 3, I guess, single star. That was about, I think, 419 or something, which is about a minute and a half better than what I did in this run. You can really just do some crazy movement in Bowser 3. I recommend watching Drunk Crazy's 115 star runs if you want some crazy B3 action, because he knows his B3 movement. This is the first category of this game I ran. I had not run 115 or obviously 182 of this game. So yeah, I pretty much just learned this and grinded it all through my spring break last year. So yeah, almost a year ago. I really should have commentated and uploaded this earlier, because I don't quite remember the grind or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I'm still very, very happy with this run, despite wanting to improve it and do it again with new strats. yeah, I thought I'm probably not gonna do that anytime soon, so I might as well just upload this now. But yeah, Bowser 3, pretty infamous level. Very hard to do fast. And yeah, my hands are pretty much shaking throughout this entire Bowser 3. Yeah, as I said, I did some 115 star runs after this. I ended up getting a 338, which is 4th place right now, but I never really did get a time I was super happy with, and I didn't really have time to grind it anymore due to finals and such, so yeah. Did not really get around to that, unfortunately. And then I was gonna try a 182 star run, but yeah, maybe someday. That's still one of my life goals, I guess. The idea of doing a 182 star run is really, really cool to me. I feel like I'm definitely capable of it now that I've done a KBR 168, but yeah, 182 is a whole different beast. We will see if I get to that one day. That was a little scary. That was probably not the play there. Quicksand Ledge, grab that, because that Scuttlebug was like 2 seconds away from killing everything. I love this song. I don't really have too much to commentate over this Bowser 3. Pretty scary right there. I never know what to do for that. That was close as well. Yeah, this is very, very scary. Bowser 3. Coming up around the probably like 2/3 mark, where it starts to really get hard. One thing I do want to mention coming up to the ending is obviously, if you know B3, you know the QSLG chain at the end. This level's great, in my opinion, apart from the QSLGs. The QSLGs at the end do kind of kill it. But I think the climb is super fun. But yeah, basically, the reason I brought that up is because there is a way to skip the QSLGs with a Thwomp BLJ. Which I'll put some footage of, I believe, Chris doing it, or me doing it. I don't know, I'll put some footage up of the Thwomp BLJ, because while it is RTA viable, technically, doing it at the end of a run like this is just not feasible, honestly, or not really worth it at all. I was able to get it semi, like, kind of consistently, but also, like, I was doing it so slow to the point where it was about the same speed to just QSLG. And with the room for error, it was like, okay, I'm not gonna go for something like this in a run. I'm sure you can get good at it, but yeah. It's not something I would go for in a run like this, I don't think. Coming up 2-set QSLG chain. Yeah, as I said, a perfect run in this category would probably be about a 16-minute run, but that's a crazy strats, crazy movement. Nothing I really want to grind for, and originally Chris and I were both going to grind this category after I got this run, just to keep taking down the time, but yeah, this is not the most fun category to grind. Getting a run to Overworld 2 is already crazy, and then like doing all the crazy stuff past a good run, like past Overworld 2, is just not something I really want to do. So yeah, I'll upload this right here. Maybe I'll improve it in the future, but I'm still very happy with it. Entering the fight at 540 was not too bad at all, not too bad. Yeah, as I said, Chris got like a 420 or something, which is, yeah, a bit ludicrous. And yeah, Treasure World throws. I don't have any pop-offs to this run because I did it with no mic. I did grind this in secret, which was funny. I didn't tell anyone I was grinding this, I just said I was grinding some secret project. And then I just came out with this run, which is pretty cool. But yeah. And yeah, that's it. That's my Treasure World 0-star run in 19 minutes and 22 seconds. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm going through my backlog right now, so expect more videos every Saturday for the next couple weeks. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.